start to spread out amongst the chart. So you won't feel like these big bumps in energy. As far as violence goes, the violent tendencies in the United States charts are really a part of its Rahu Mahadasha. It's not going to grow out of those that aspect of its existence anytime soon. However, you will start to see a little bit of moderation, I think, towards December or so, when Mars is in Scorpio. And the other thing that I was talking about, about what Rahu can do in a chart, but also Jupiter changing signs. Jupiter changing signs can bring about a great flourishing of spiritual activity, new solutions, a return to roots in terms of what patriotism means. And so I think that's something to look forward to, but it will be a very disruptive period over the next year. In terms of, so let's look around the world for problem spots after September 15th. And then we'll look at, so I didn't mean to make this one quite so preachy. Oh, that's what I was going to say. I look forward to the day when astrology will become more of a Promethean discipline and less of an Epimethean discipline. And what do I mean by that? Okay. Prometheus was forethought. Prometheus was one of the ancient Greek titans. So he could see when things were coming. He could see when he could anticipate events. Epimetheus was his stupid brother, basically. That's really the best way to describe him. And Epimetheus would look back and say, "Oh, so that's why that happened." So Epimetheus, a lot of astrologers right now, myself included, are looking back on events and saying, "Okay, I told you this was going to happen. This is why it happened." And I wish I could have been more precise, but I don't have the tools to do that. And so people will look at an astrologer and say, okay, well, it's okay to look at things in hindsight and say, I predicted that. It's part of an ongoing quest to make things more specific to areas, more specific to locations. So that's what I'm trying to do with the astrocartography. It's mundane astrology, which this is really a part of, is really the most difficult of the astrological sciences, mainly because you don't have, you have other factors entering into the picture. You have even birth countries, birth times are subject to contestation. For instance, I've seen 3 separate birth times for the United States of America, and I've heard about at least 2 different methodologies for calculating when events will occur here. So those kinds of things are essentially the sticking points, and research is still ongoing in those areas. That having been said, the place where I'm seeing problems between September 15th and October 15th are in the East Coast, actually, of the United States, very close to where we are, actually. So there's a Mars line like right over Cape Cod, Boston, New Hampshire, and right over western Brazil and Ecuador and down into Chile. So that looks like a potentially difficult area. So we're talking about an area, this is a kind of a wide area, so it's going a little bit towards Connecticut, but it's really in New Hampshire and eastern Massachusetts. So this isn't to scare anybody in the local audience, but there is a Mars line here. So just be very careful between September 15th and October 15th. It could just mean we'll have a lot of activity here. There may be no violence involved, but forewarned is forearmed. Eastern Brazil, I mean, we've seen a lot of the fires that have been happening throughout Brazil. As a matter of fact, Brazil has a Saturn Rahu line running through it right now, and that's been problematic for them as well. They have like raging fires over there. Ireland and Scotland, Sweden, and down through central, Southeast Asia. So we're talking about Laos, Thailand, Cambodia have difficult lines, and Russia, China, and the Philippines and New Guinea and Australia have difficult lines right now. The other difficult line for violence is the border between Turkey and it looks like Iraq and Iran. So that general part of the world. It's not. I know that's not the strict border. Also, Moscow looks like it's going to continue to have problems. Saudi Arabia as well, and Egypt all the way down through Zimbabwe. Look like they're in for difficult spots. Jupiter's doing some good things for Italy all the way through Southwest Africa. And those are the telltale areas. There's a Mars line actually over Hawaii too, so it wouldn't be surprising to see some kind of geological activity out there. But those are the areas which look most vulnerable. As far as the signs go, let me just look over here. I'm not giving myself as much time to do this as I normally do. For Aries, the most critical thing after September 15th will be to be aware of enemies or people opposing your dreams or your goals. Your luck is basically good for this sign, but there'll be people, there'll be expenses, there'll be health problems connected with food and also digestion. For Taurus looks generally good. There'll be a lot of focus on financial success, on financial improvement, although it won't be quite what you want it to be. And it'll also be good for Taurians. This is between May 15th and June 15th. It'll be good for them relationship-wise. For Geminis, some fame or some notoriety is indicated in the chart, so they should have some professional recognition. Home life will be it'll be a balance of good and bad, so they'll have basically good individuals coming into their life, especially from educational institutions, and also a lot of their ambitions will be fulfilled, but relationship-wise, it won't be that great. They'll still have problems with finding a suitable relationship partner. The sixth, Cancer, looks like it's going to be focused mostly on money and on real estate matters. Not a lot of moving forward, though, in terms of goals and dreams and ideals, and a lot of attention on kids, although kids will do well. And career life actually looks okay for Cancers. That's between July 15th and August 15th. Between August 15th and September 15th, that's for Leo. A lot of focus on them, a lot of dynamism, a lot of energy in the chart, so you're going to see Mr. Trump being very aggressive over the next month. But also very unhappy because it's a Mercury-Venus combination in the second house. Kind of unhappy with the media, which, again, there's nothing really surprising about that. But overall, essentially, luck for Leos in general should be good that month. There will be some health problems or some health concerns and some concerns with children, though. For Libras should expect to see some expenses and and having to make some journeys that'll be between October 15th and November 15th. Scorpios are continuing to do relatively well. That's between November 15th and December 15th. They'll have a lot of financial issues, though, and some limitations on their finances. For Sagittarians, they're continuing to have a difficult year really until around February of next year. But at least this year, the expenses will be made for good things, and career life looks fairly good. For Capricorns, that's between December 15th and January 15th. Some good luck in career matters, some good luck in terms of promotional opportunities, but not really a fantastic month for them. Some health issues that will probably need to be taken care of. Everyone who's a Capricorn sun is not going to have this problem, so just be aware of that. Aquarius, and they will have actually some nice trips, some nice leisure activity. Aquarius is going to have overall good luck, although there will be some people who are opposing them, maybe from higher up in the organizations in which they work. But overall, they'll have some fame or some recognition. And for Pisces, which is between March 15th and April 15th, it'll be a change of life or a change of scenery for them. They'll actually be going into new activities, new ventures, and even have potentially good relationship karma. So that's it for this week. I went a little bit long. I hope I can get everything on here, and I'll be seeing you again very, very soon. And it's been a pleasure as always. Namaste.